Would you pay $700 for a Fete? Let's get into it. There is a lot of conversation surrounding Hyatt Lime. Diamond tickets are going for about 679 US dollars and platinum tickets for just under 400. Some people are saying that is way too much money to be paying for a Fete, while others are saying if you can't afford it, then it's not for you. I want to actually slow this conversation down because neither argument is getting to the core of what is happening here. This isn't specifically about Hyatt Lime, nor is it about Carnival as a whole. This comes down to what you value as an individual versus what someone else values, and how uncomfortable we get when people spend money in ways that we would not spend our money. Let's get some things out of the way. Price is what something costs, and value is what you get out of it, whether or not what you get out of it is a worthy reason or not. Right? So for one person, $679 may be worth it because depending on what they're getting out of it, they see that as a benefit to them. Whereas another person may look at $679 and think it is not worth it because of how they value the experience. Neither side is right or wrong, but it is just different. Now, let's get into what Hyatt Lime is offering for $679. On their website, it says, new and exciting options from sushi and lobster to premium beef, caviar, and raw seafood bar. Guests will be catapulted into a world that exists only at Lime with an incomparable selection of drinks. Enjoy Johnny Walker Platinum, Blue, premium champagne, and extensive dessert buffet. The choices continue. And they go on and on and on what you get for $679. On the other hand, the platinum tickets say guests will be able to choose from delicacies such as selections of wild meat, mouth-watering seafood selections, premium grilled delights such as flank steak, in addition to local authentic island flair, vegetarian delights, unique offerings, and amazing desserts. And again, it goes on to share all that you get with your platinum ticket for just under $400. Now, there are some comments talking about, oh, you're getting premium food, you're getting premium drinks, you're getting all of this, you're getting all of that. And people on the other side are saying, it doesn't matter whether you're getting that or not. And what it comes down to is what you value. There are some people who value getting caviar, who value having the ability to navigate from the Diamond Lounge to the Platinum Lounge, having that freedom of movement. They value having the premium drinks, the premium experiences that comes with the diamond ticket. And then there are others who are like, listen, this is a Fete, you understand? This is not what Fete used to be back in the day, and it's ridiculous to be charging that amount of money. Both sides are actually correct. Where the argument starts to get a little bit muddy is when you start to comment on what someone can afford and cannot afford. Just because someone choosing not to pay a certain amount of money for a Fete ticket doesn't necessarily mean that they cannot afford it. Let's use examples that maybe we could understand a little bit better or we have more experience with. There are some people who only buy luxury cars, not because it's expensive or because it looks nice, but because of how the car drives, the service that they get when they go to the dealership, the type of experience that they get with the car. They drive smoother, the engine runs better. And then there are people who are like, I'm just trying to get from point A to point B. I don't see the value of buying a Lamborghini when I just need my car to get me to the grocery store and back. I just need to get to my child's school and back. That's it. Another example that I know people have experience with. Ladies, chime in here. There are some women who are like, I am going to pay to get my lace front beat down because I value how I present myself in public. I want to make sure that I look presentable at all times. And that is how I feel like I will look presentable when I am out at work, when I am going to Carnival, when I have meetings that I need to attend. And then there are some women who are like, no, I do not think it's worth me spending $300, $400 on a lace front. I will get an option that still makes me feel a certain way because I value something different. Both sides are perfectly fine. So let's bring this back to the Hyatt Lime. What has not come up, at least I didn't see come up in the comments, is how a portion of their proceeds is donated to charity. Now, for some people, they value this. They know that they're not just fetting and liming for fetting and liming reasons. They're liming for a cause, as mentioned on the website. They're fetting for a cause. They value being able to contribute to causes throughout the world, throughout the Caribbean, throughout the Trinidad community. And they understand that their money is not just in vain. It's not just to fill somebody's pockets. That feels good. Other people, they don't see that as valuable to them because maybe they want to donate their money the way they want to donate their money. Maybe they want to donate their money to a cause that is special to them and not what the Hyatt deems as worthy of getting funds. Again, both sides are fine. And it really boils down to, what do you value that the Hyatt Lime offers that you are willing to spend your money? What do you value that the Hyatt Lime offers and you're not willing to spend your money there? For some people, knowing that a portion of their ticket sales will be donated to charity is something that they value. For other people, they may be valuing just being at the right place, the right time, the right scene, the right type of environment, the right type of ambiance, and that's what they're willing to spend their money on. And other people are like, listen, a fete is a fete. A fete is supposed to be a place where we just have real jamishness. You're enjoying the music. You're not stush. You could wear sneakers and a shorts, or you could wear something really comfortable and you could dance and really enjoy the music. And I don't feel like I'm going to get that at Hyatt Lime. Again, what do you value, and do you feel that you are going to get what you paid for? And let me make this very clear. Just because you don't value something doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot afford it. There are people who can afford to get a Maserati. They can afford to get a Lamborghini, but they don't value what Lamborghini or Maserati is telling them that maybe they should value. Because again, they don't want to have a six-figure car that is going to depreciate in value the minute that they drive off the lot just to go and take their children to school, just to drive to the train station and back. They don't see the value in that. So they would spend their money in other places. That same person can be the one who is buying first-class tickets because they value being comfortable on a flight for more than 5 hours. They value the experience of getting on the plane first and having space to put their luggage in the overhead bins. They value that. And the same person who values going to Hyatt Lime and spending $679 may be the same one who's like, nope, I don't need you to bring me wine. I could sit in economy and I could be A-okay. I'm going to go to sleep on my flight. Different strokes for different folks. That is when you get to the core of value-based spending. The real question isn't, is Hyatt Lime worth $679? The real question is, what do I value during Carnival? And am I going to get that at Hyatt Lime? If what Hyatt Lime offers aligns with what you value, then $679 is like a drop in the bucket. You're going to get more than what you put in. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. And that says nothing about your income, what you can afford, your taste, or your status. Here's the part that most people don't want to talk about. Opportunity cost. $679 could also be multiple smaller fetes, a hotel upgrade, especially in Trinidad, professional makeup, or simply not spending it at all. Every choice means saying yes to something and no to something else. Mature decision-making is knowing why you are saying yes to something and not just reacting to the price tag. One of the mistakes that people make during Carnival is allowing the public to dictate personal and private decisions. You don't need to justify why you are spending money on something, especially during a once a year, in this case, Trinidad Carnival festivity. And you also don't need to stretch yourself thin financially just to prove that you belong. Doing either one of those never works, and you will end up regretting it in the long run. This isn't just about one fete. Yes, the Hyatt Lime sparked this conversation, but this applies across the board. It comes up with professional makeup, Carnival concierge, hotels, costumes, and even flights. Every single time, it comes back to the same thing. Knowing what you value and having clarity on what you are willing to spend money on and what you are not, based on what you value. This is why I spend so much time speaking about intentional planning. Not because there is a right way to do Carnival, but because the worst experiences happen when people spend reactively instead of intentionally. If you're trying to figure out where to spend and where to save, that's exactly what I help women work through in short consultations. Not to tell you what to buy, but to identify what matters to you so that you are comfortable and confident spending where you decide to spend. So the big question you may be asking, whether I find Hyatt Lime worth $679. And my answer is, let's bring that conversation down to the comments. For those of you who already know that looking and feeling your absolute best on Carnival Day matters to you, reserve your airbrush Carnival makeup experience with my team. That's a value-making decision that every woman feels confident making. There is no moral hierarchy on how you enjoy Carnival. It only matters whether you're doing stuff that aligns with you or doesn't align with you. And if you are doing anything that doesn't align with you, you are going to feel as if you are swimming upstream, and it is just going to be a terrible experience for you. But when you make decisions based off of what works for you, what matters to you, and what you value, you enjoy the experience much, much more, regardless of the price tag. If this perspective resonated with you, leave a comment below. I'm curious to know where you stand on this spectrum, not based on price, but what values most to you. That's it for me. Until next time, stay beautiful.